What's up, Scyushi Squad? We back in some more Trove, and today we're going to be talking about the Snowfest 2020 event. Sorry that this video is a couple days late. Obviously, the event has been out for a little while, but there was actually a lot of issues with the event. So first, there was the bug where you couldn't actually complete the fourth part of the event, and then further than that, when they ended up patching that, there was a couple other things that they ended up kind of breaking, and I'll kind of go through it with you guys today. That there is a couple things that you have to be cautious about, just because there was a bit of oversight with this event that I found. But I mean, for the most part, it's done and you can actually complete it. So, hey, that's cool. Other than that, I do want to give you guys some feedback on the gorgeous gear and healthy lunchbox pack. I'll have a separate video talking about Celesta's Call, even though it only gives you a couple items. And another thing too, I want to give you guys a heads up on is the holiday countdown pack has slowly but steadily still been giving me daily items. I kind of had a part 1 video that explained a bit of this, and I'm still waiting for some of the more fancy stuff so I can kind of give you guys a full update of everything you get out of the pack. But we did end up getting this Ice Age costume and this little ally and this mount so far. So I mean, other than that, it's just been like dragon coins and junk like that. But anyways, before we get started with today's event video, I gotta let you guys know, if you are new to Trove, you can use that sign up link that's down in the description, and then anything you end up buying out of the cash shop, I'll make a percentage of that sale. It's an awesome way you can support me by literally just playing the game and buying stuff that you might have otherwise bought anyways, like the Sweet 16 pack especially. For those of you that have done that, I really want to say how much I appreciate it, because it sincerely helps to pay the bills. And thanks Game Ago for actually giving me the opportunity to have something like that, because it's really cool. So anyways, the event itself is going to take part most of all in the hub, because there's going to be this giant Christmas tree, and there's going to be these NPCs, which are all going to end up being kind of daily quests that you can end up doing, which will end up getting you various rewards, which means that a lot of the event items that you get are unfortunately going to be time gated, but I mean, we're kind of used to that at this point. So the first part of the objective is to meet Cubesley under the tree in the hub. He's literally going to be standing right here. You just interact with him, and then there you go. You've got 15 dragon coins. Okay, cool. I'll take it. And then the next part of his objective is probably one of the most time consuming, where he wants you to complete Snowfest daily adventures. He wants you to complete 3 of them, in fact. So that would be uno, dos, tres, actually doing all 3 of these guys' objectives. Now, the thing about their objectives is you can see collect Sub-Zero snowflakes, collect Sub-Zero snowflakes. What's the difference, you ask? Well, as you would expect, this event takes part not only in the normal Uber worlds, which is beautiful, but it also takes part in the delves. Yeah, I know it sucks, dude. Like, don't get me wrong. We've talked about this many times in my streams and stuff like that. I like the delves. I just find that their execution is just kind of like, I don't know. I like the delves. I just don't like that it's caves. It's kind of boring. But anyways, they've been forcing the delves on us with every single event. And basically, one of these 2 NPCs, I don't know which, I'm sorry, is going to be asking you for a snowflake that you get for completing present dungeons and Christmas tree dungeons in normal Uber worlds. And then the other one just wants you to get snowflakes that you get for completing delves. The reason why I think so disappointed with the delves portion of the event is they don't even bother making the portal like event themed or anything. It's literally just doing normal delves. Nothing special. But let me actually hop into an Uber world here just so I can show you guys a very quick example of what these dungeons are that you're looking for. It's fairly easy, honestly speaking. But the other thing to consider is that, of course, the higher the Uber world, the more... What kind of generation is this? The higher the Uber world, the more snowflakes you are going to get per dungeon. There is also, like, I haven't seen any since the event, just because I don't really farm these primal Uber worlds, but I haven't seen any of the giant Christmas tree dungeons yet. They are around, and they are very cool. Because they have one kind of themed after each biome. Okay, maybe we're not gonna get lucky here. So you know what? Let me actually just hop into U10, because that'll be a nice example. So the Christmas tree dungeons themselves won't actually spawn in Geosurface, but thankfully the present dungeons do. You literally just go through the dungeon, complete it, and then there's going to end up being a little mimic chest that is going to end up showing up, which is really, really cool, and I wish was something that was just a part of the normal game rather than just something that you see for the event. So it's going to be that little guy. Unfortunately, he just died of a heart attack. And then you see in the bottom right that we got 20 Sub-Zero Snowflakes. That's because we're in the higher Uber world. Now, the Christmas tree dungeons, however, are still going to end up kind of doing the same thing, but they actually count as a 3-star, so they're going to have 3 different bosses on different levels. Sometimes I think it's just 3 different bosses. But the point of the Christmas tree dungeons is that they will actually end up dropping different items. So I'll put links in the description to all of my Snowfest event videos, just because of the fact that I don't want to take up too much of your guys' time talking about absolutely everything that you can get out of the event right now. But regardless, I just want to let you guys know that the Christmas tree dungeon chests can actually drop a exclusive mount that you can probably end up just seeing on the player market and stuff. There's also going to end up being all of these craftable items right now. So the Sub-Zero Snowflakes, as mentioned, are the ones that you just get from normal dungeons. So you quite literally are just grinding dungeons like crazy so that you can end up getting all of these different items. And I already have videos that cover pretty much everything about all of this. So you guys and gals can end up checking that out if you want. The Snowfest seal is going to end up being the item you get for completing these objectives. So yeah, you just go do the dungeons and then you end up doing some delves. And then the worst of it is probably going to be this donation, because in order to make a donation, it's right here. You actually have to have 100 of each snowflake. And that's quite a bit of dungeons and quite a bit of delves. That's probably the part that I feel is the absolute worst. But the reason why they make it so bad is because donate excessive snowflakes, blah, blah, blah. And his friends will have a rare chance at a Frosty treasure box. So you have a chance of actually just getting one of these. So it's kind of an infinite way that isn't time gated, so that you can keep getting these boxes rather than crafting them with the Snowfest seal, which is a time gated item because you can only complete these guys' objectives once per day. So anyways, moving on, you finally end up completing all 3 objectives, and you'll end up getting the shadow stitched Snowfest quilt recipe. So you can and then the next part, it just wants you to learn that recipe, and then by learning that recipe, it will end up giving you 3 delve gateway portals that go to the Understacks. This is where things get really weird and very specific. So the one thing that I feel is a bit of a big oversight is, you might look at my inventory here. I don't have any more of those portals because they only give you 3 of them and then they're gone. And you can't craft more of the Understacks portal. Yeah, so if you end up placing down all 3 of your portals and then, like, say you disconnect or the portal just disappears or whatever, you run into issues. You're screwed. You can't do anything. I mean, thankfully the portal is tradable, so they are on the player market. But otherwise, your best bet would be to find somebody who is opening the portal and tag along with them so that you can end up being super duper efficient. Once you end up actually completing the Understack portal, it wants you to buy a shadowy catalyst. So once you end up completing the first floor of the Understacks, you're going to see this NPC, and then he's going to end up selling these different items. Now, I would recommend that you end up buying a couple of these shadow catalysts, because then you are basically saving yourself more trips to end up buying more. All right? Because this is an item that is required in order to craft some of the other items and some of the other mounts and allies that are related to the event. So moving on, you end up buying the shadowy catalyst, and then you're going to get 3 Frosty treasure boxes for that. And then once you end up getting to the next part, it wants you to craft a glacial shard. Boy, what a word. And you'll do that over here at the crafting table, and this is the glacial shard, and this is where it requires the shadowy catalyst. So you see that I actually overbought a bunch of these because, like I mentioned, you cannot craft this portal. You cannot go to the Understacks. So if you don't have anybody that can end up taking you to the portal, or if you can't afford to buy any of the portals from the player market, you will not be able to go into the Understacks, and you will not be able to buy more Shadowy Catalyst. Like, it's such an oversight on this event that I find very, very weird and very frustrating. Like, we should really have a crafting recipe somewhere around here to end up getting that portal. Unless maybe these guys give you the portal each day. Let's actually grab each of their quests, because I still got to do them today anyways, and take a quick peek and see what their quest rewards are. No, it's just going to be Snowfest boxes. Or Snowfest seals. Yeah, okay. Well, either way, so that's disappointing, but anyways, you got to craft the portal. There you go. And then you will, or not craft the portal, craft the shard. Doesn't... Maybe I cropped the image a bit too much, but it doesn't seem to say that there's a reward for actually crafting the glacial shard, so whatever. I could be wrong about that. And then the next part of the quest is going to be to craft the stitched Snowfest quilt. So that's going to be this little mount right here. And as you can see, I have a couple glacial shards left, because I need them for these extra allies once you end up getting them unlocked, which I'll talk about that in a minute. So this is just going to end up being a carpet mount, nothing super duper special about it. Whoops, wrong character. The thing that I find really weird is I think Game Ago missed the memo that all of the carpets are supposed to actually be flying mounts, and lately every carpet mount that they've been adding to the game has not actually been able to glide. Like, it's very weird. But anyways, so this is going to end up being the carpet that you get from the event. It's not bad. I mean, the carpet mounts aren't my favorite, so it's not really that big of a deal, but I guess at least it's holiday themed. It kind of reminds me of those mint candies that your Gams always ends up giving you, right? So anyways, you craft it, you'll get 3 more of those Frosty treasure boxes. And then finally, the last part is to equip it. So you will just put it on and then mount it. And there you go. You end up getting 3 more of the Frosty treasures. And the event is basically over. So that's cool. And then once you know, the daily grind that you're going to be doing for the event is that as you end up doing all of these daily quests and junk like that, and if you are so inclined to end up donating snowflakes, you will be able to get a limited amount of these Frosty treasure boxes, pretty much 3 per day out of the NPC quest, because you get 3 coins. And then you could just keep donating. But the point is that these Frosty treasure boxes are a 2020 version. So they do mention that they have the 2020 recipes. So that's going to end up being all these 3 allies right here. So they're kind of locked behind that. But it also contains a plethora of prizes, including Bound Brilliance, Dragon Coins, Crystalline Cores, rare chance to get Diamond Dragonite or Metamatter. They're actually pretty good. If you're free to play especially, or if you're low on these resources, you actually get quite a bit of really good items out of them. It's not just all, it's not all talk for once. And I ended up getting this first little ally. I'll try my best to end up getting these other ones, but I mean, you're not getting them for the stats, obviously. You're just getting them for the mastery and their functionality. So the first one that I've got is 25 Magic Find, 0.1% crit hit. And then the other ones, as you can see, their stats right there, but I do not actually have any of them right now. This is going to be the first one though, which he's adorable. Like, look at that. That is so festive and so cool. I really, really like that. So the thing too that makes me kind of curious is if you'll look at the event here, the events calendar, you'll notice that that ally is right here in the background. So I'm wondering whether or not this this special store pack is going to end up just slowly giving you the items out of the event, or this is a different colored one. Yeah, it is actually. Wait, is it? I don't know. It might be a different colored themed one or something like that. I don't know. It just seems like they're just doing a quick, easy copy paste. So I want to give you guys a quick little feedback on the gorgeous gear and the healthy lunchbox pack. So the healthy lunchbox pack, not worth it. Don't even bother with it. This is one of the crappiest packs they've ever added to the game. It's going to be 900 credits, which means that it's going to be $5. And I don't know. You just end up getting a bunch of food items out of it. Food are just temporary items anyway. And then you get 3 days patron pass. But if you're going for a patron pass, you can literally just buy 15 days of patron for $5. So what's the point? Just absolutely useless. I mean, maybe if it gave you some gardening stuff, but the fact that it just gives you food items, like food items are pretty useless in Trove. Obviously they give you some extra stats, but it doesn't really make that much of a difference. And the best food item is basically the ones that you get out of the delves anyways, because they just give you extra light. The gorgeous gear pack, however, this is going to be 1600 credits, which is going to be, you're gonna have to spend 10 bucks on the pack basically. And this is actually really, really good. Like the value out of this, I'm not gonna get it because I don't need any of the items out of it, but it's actually really, really valuable, just because it includes 375 crystalline core, so that's already pretty nuts. 650 forge fragments, the 5000 nitro. I mean, that's okay, but it doesn't really get you as far as they think it does. 100 tentacles, okay, cool. 22 pearls of wisdom, 10 golden souls, bleh. 5000 glim, bleh. But most of all, you're doing it because the 375 crystalline core and the 650 forge fragments, because that is literally hundreds of 5-star dungeons right there, all for 10 bucks. And then, like I said, I'll have another video that's gonna focus on this pack, but basically it seems like it's giving us just the 2 costumes and I think a dread mount, and then I guess this is an ally or something. I don't know. We'll talk about that in another video though, because I gotta rush this out to you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Smash the like, sub for more, buy the merch you want, support the channel, and have yourselves a fantastic day. Sign on and stay up, gamers.